Taurus gang, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your October monthly tarot reading. We are going to do a relationship spread, and then we'll talk about career, money, and finances, so stick around for both. Please do come into the readings with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something and better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate for you, that's perfectly fine. You may want to just push them aside and possibly revisit them at a later date. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, and energy check-in. That being said, let's try and get you some helpful, insightful messages for the month of October. All right, let's do it. Oh, I feel like there's one hidden. Don't you love that? There's one that's hidden. Literally, it's like stuck to the bottom. That's so funny. What was it? It's the Seven of Wands? The Six of Wands. The Six of Wands. All right, let's see. For beautiful Taurus, we're going to talk about love and relationships first, I think, unless it takes me down a different path. So here we go. You have the Queen of Cups. Love it. A very nurturing kind of maternal energy. Cups very much represent love in a tarot spread. So let's see. Raising a glass, raising a toast to a recent accomplishment. It could be in your life. It could be in a loved one's life. Maybe your significant other is celebrating you and making you feel really nourished and acknowledged. And then you have the Empress, so that's your energy coming in strong. Issues with childcare or dealing with child issues of any kind. A child who's stubborn or just kind of going through it, feeling unhappy, maybe having trouble in school. And then you have the Valet of Discs. I think that's the Knight. Yeah, that's the Knight. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles. So trying to get the wheels to turn, trying to get the cogs right, trying to get things to move and progress the way they used to. So some of you may be experiencing being a parent for the first time. And so raising that child, you maybe hit some sort of challenge or difficulty. You will get through it, but it's a process, and I'm sort of getting the idea of like it's going to be a season of this. So it's not just like a month. It's something that I don't know why I'm just getting the idea of 3 months to kind of problem solve, pick and choose different approaches or find different solutions. It's going to take a little bit to find your footing, so don't get distracted, but it's like if something isn't working, try implementing like a new habit or a new practice, or it's a little bit of trial and error is what I'm getting. That seems a lot to do with, again, family life, specifically parenting. I know that's not for all of you. We are going to talk about like romantic love too. I just have to share it as the messages come. Now I'm second guessing this. Hold on. Where's my tarot deck here? We're using Guillermo del Toro Tarot, and I have to check what this... They renamed the court cards, as they tend to do, and I'm second guessing myself, which you should never do in tarot. You should always follow your intuition, but let me look it up regardless, because I want to know. The court cards, 60. Bear with me, Taurus. You're patient. I know you can take it. 60, the King, the Queen, is it the Page or the Knight we're looking at here? Oh my goodness, everything is sticking. The Knight, okay, and the Valet is actually the Page. I'm glad I checked because I thought it was the Knight. All right, so Page of Pentacles. Again, trial and error, the messages still stand. But here, what's interesting is you have the Page of Wands is what needs to be released. Trial by fire. So sort of, depending on what age your child is at, throwing them into some sort of situation where they're really out of their depth and very uncomfortable. It's funny, I gave that message to someone else. It may have been Sagittarius, so you might be dealing with one. There was this message of, this metaphor of rushing someone into doing something where they just don't feel comfortable. And it's like, here, learn to swim. Let me push you off a boat that's in the middle of the ocean. It's that type of like, okay, maybe we can approach this in a different way. I think with Page of Wands, I don't know why, I'm just getting this sort of like, not immature, but like half-baked plan of how you're going to approach this tactic or this dynamic or seek a solution. And it's like, I think we can do better than that. Like, I think this approach isn't working. Like, it's too, I'm hearing primary, whatever that means. It's too basic. It's too simplistic. Like, it's a much more complex issue. So we have to think of it as that and come up with a solution that doesn't necessarily mean the solution's complex, but it's not something that's going to come overnight. That's sort of what I get. And then there's a victory. So whatever, and maybe this is going to resonate for you on a romantic level. Maybe this has to do with a partnership. Again, I'm only reading for what I see here. But what I like is that what comes of this, the solution, if you will, is the Fool, which is like a new journey, a brand new start with the Six of Wands, where you feel validated. You feel like you beat the monster, whatever it was that was holding you guys back, or again, holding your child back, probably to do with like fear or insecurity or just a learning curve of some sort, where there wasn't a lot of comfortability. There was, vulnerability, which can be kind of scary too. Some sort of solution comes to the forefront here, and then it's like a brand new start. You can take a breath of fresh air, and you have the Six of Wands, which is like, again, validating, like, oh, that work we did, it was worth it. Like we're feeling sort of the praise, or we're feeling the stride and the accomplishment in our journey here. All right, so let's talk a little bit about romantic love. Some of you are feeling underappreciated by your significant other or a romantic prospect. It seems like their time and attention isn't revolving around you, and you don't like that. And I kind of get it, right? I mean, within reason, I don't think you're being a narcissist, but there's something about, feeling like credit where credit's due, or just if you're in the midst of dating, right, where you're texting someone and you're meeting up and then they're kind of going cold on you, there is kind of this, okay, well, is their attention going somewhere else? Like, and what is that going to? So let's see. Especially with a water sign, you might be feeling underappreciated. So you have the Five of Swords. So this is not, for a lot of you, something brand new. There's like a past dynamic that has posed sort of challenges in your relationship dynamic, and it's like they're falling back in old patterns. If for some of you, if it is relatively new and you don't know about this person's past, if you're not living with them and engaged, it's possible that they have wandering eyes and they themselves may be thinking about an ex or contemplating why something ended, and sort of contemplating if they're really ready to give their heart to someone new. And unfortunately, it's like they should have contemplated that before they connected with you, because you seem to be into it, like you're willing to nourish this relationship and nurture it, and you want it to grow and you want it to be successful, but you're dealing with someone who is a little bit like they don't know where they want to invest their time and energy, and that's very frustrating. I totally see that. Others of you, if you're with a partner, it may have to do with them investing time in work or something. I sort of get this message too of like, your partner may have a friend or a group of friends, people they hang out with, coworkers that you're just not super fond of. It's like they bring out sort of like the devil energy in your person. And I don't mean that in like a scary way. They bring out maybe an immature side or something that's a little bit more irresponsible. It's like, they're with the boys, like a boys' night, and it's like, gambling and smoking and this and that. And you're just like, ugh, I'm over it. It's for some of you, it's that type of, I'm just not into the people that my partner is hanging around right now. So why the Page of Discs then? Let's see. I mean, getting words like we have to rework, we have to retool, we have to fix it. Oh my gosh, the Lovers card. And I love this too. It's from Shape of Water. Have you guys seen that movie? Oh, I love this. Love it so much. Meeting of the minds. I think we have to come to some sort of mutual agreement that we both want this dynamic to change, because there is kind of this, I don't know if it's unspoken tension or it's just like this mutual feeling of like, it's not that it's passionless, it's just it's lost its verve, it's lost its enthusiasm, it's lost its zhuzh. So, with the Lovers, I think, and I do like this depiction of the Lovers. Sometimes the Lovers card can be kind of hit or miss. This depiction, it does seem like you guys are coming from different places, but there's something here about like opposites attract. So if you can get on the same page and clearly communicate what it is that you want, the Page of Discs says you can build off of this, but it's still in like the early stages of working it out. So again, I'm going to say what I said about the earlier message of like, there isn't an overnight solution for this. It may have to do with changing habits or patterns or working on the way we react to things, getting comfortable with expressing ourselves at a deeper level, things of that sort. It's like a page, it's very much like student energy of, okay, like this is new to me, so I'm going to take it in stride. I'm going to give myself time and be patient with myself as I like adapt and fix these things that I need to fix about myself or in this relationship, or, show up in a different way. I do really like that though. The light is shining on this too, so it feels very like divinely guided. For those who resonate with the message of feeling suspicious that a potential dating prospect is interested in an ex, yeah, they are fixated on something in the past that they haven't fully come to some sort of they don't have closure with it yet. And it might not be that they're necessarily entertaining the idea of going back, but they're still holding on to emotional wounds. And so they're not able to show up the way you are, which you seem to be very present and ready. They're not able to show up the way you are right now. In terms of the future, you might be dealing with a water sign again, a Scorpio, an Aquarius. In terms of them showing up better for Taurus, the King of Cups. Yeah, okay. The thing is, they're showing up as a Queen of Cups now. It's just, I don't know, there's that Cancerian energy of being stuck on the past a little bit and romanticizing the past and how good things used to be. So even if they're not engaging with a past ex, there is kind of just this, a little bit of like this heavy worriness or worrisome energy, or a little bit like, just kind of stuck in a rut emotionally. But are they able to show up eventually and bring something of value and be present? King of Cups, or King of Goblets rather, says like, yeah, there's potential for this person to grow, but you have to let it happen organically. You can't control this person, obviously, right? You can't tell them to show up more and expect them to if their heart isn't in it. I would let the cards fall where they will. I wouldn't invest more time or energy than you already have if it's not being met equally. Maybe give it some time and space, and if it's meant to come back around, it will, right? Others of you, the person you're newly dating or connecting with, especially on like an app or something, or getting to know maybe a colleague that you're interested in romantically, it's possible that they also are going through kind of a divorce and the dust is still settling. So if that's the case, it's like they have their hands full with a lot. It's not that they don't want to date again, but I mean, they might be kind of fresh on the marketplace, so to say, and pieces and parts of their life are still kind of settling down and they're finding their footing again. So be patient. I do kind of like the energy, generally speaking. The Five of Swords, though, might just mean that they still have sort of unfinished business in terms of like, you know, tying things up neatly. Again, having closure and conclusion to some previous chapter in their life, which isn't a bad thing. Hopefully they're putting energy into that sort of soul work as well. So then what we need to release, let's see. Some of you are also with a person who it feels like, just especially a Gemini, especially by nature, they're just a very flirty person. So it might be innocent, but it's almost like even when you're out on a date, you almost get the impression like they say things that are kind of flirtatious, like to the waitress, or do you know, something like that. Here's the thing. I genuinely think that this person doesn't know that they do it. I think their demeanor, their charisma, their personality is just very like, they like to make people laugh and smile, and they're used to being maybe self-deprecating or making jokes, or being very not kiss-assy, but whoever they interact with, they want to make that person feel good. So there's a certain amount of energy they extend to whoever they're talking to or being with that very much to you comes off as flirtation. I think there's a gentle and subtle way to address this without, you know, victimizing, criminalizing your person. I would be careful with how you approach them and not come from an emotionally reactive place. Like, I wouldn't address it in the moment, but maybe at a later time where it really is just the two of you. And it's a touchy subject because I could see this person being kind of offended and doing that thing where they get maybe defensive and start being like, oh, you're being crazy and you're jealous and too sensitive. Here's the thing though. If your person reacts like that, that in itself is a red flag that they're not even open to hearing about your feelings. They're not open to your opinion. And again, any sort of slight criticism or discussion, if they're taking offense to and throwing up their guard and acting that way, that might not be the recipe for a successful relationship. And I do want to underscore, this feels like it's very early on. Like, you're getting to know this person's behavior and how they act in social settings versus intimately and all that. I do see sort of this like frustration that they're very flirty and outgoing, and maybe you aren't by nature, so maybe it's very much in stark contrast to how you behave with other people and in public. I don't know. I'm just saying that is something that, like, yes, we need to let go of, but in order to let go of it, we have to actually address it. Otherwise, it's sort of like this resentment that's simmering under the surface, but it's not actually, coming up and out to be released. I hope that makes sense. But I do see you feeling hurt by it, feeling some type of way. So yeah, I mean, again, if you want to set this relationship up for success, you have to address the little annoyances and things that nag at you, but again, in a higher vibration. And when you do, again, the great energy of the Fool is like, it's starting new. Like, we're approaching this from a new way where there's an understanding of our differences. And, you know, maybe things don't change dramatically, but making minor adjustments over time will add up. And again, it feels like this fresh start. It feels like a victory. I like that very much. For those who are completely single and looking, there could be an Aquarius or a Sagittarius or a Capricorn coming in. And they're coming off of a recent win in their personal life. They may have achieved some sort of goal in terms of their, I don't know, diet, body, health regimen. They could have gotten good news at the doctor. They could have gotten a raise or a promotion at work. They could have gotten, they're coming off of some personal high in their life. They could even be coming off of like a birthday season. So I don't know, maybe that's Scorpio, Libra energy. I don't know why that's coming through. But they're in this really high vibration where they're more willing to take some sort of risk and ask you out because they're feeling very comfortable in their skin. They're really feeling very confident. So it could be a relationship where this person is maybe kind of in the outskirts of your life. Like maybe you kind of sort of casually know them through people. Someone who maybe you've never considered a romantic prospect, they may come forward and ask you out. And I would say give it a try. You know, two very strong cards of a fresh start, a new beginning. I like that. I like that very much for you. And then you have the Sun. Absolutely. It could be some Leo energy too. Or someone who just really, they're vivacious. They're flirty. But they're like this source of light and energy. And it's almost very, I don't want to say addictive because that has a negative connotation, but it's like, they help feed your fire. There's something about their warmth and their confidence and their energy. You like being around them. It feels very healthy and inspiring to be around this person. And that could be a Gemini as well, too. You've had Gemini come into this a couple times, so I'm open to whatever sign it is, right? If it feels right, go for it, Taurus. All right, let's talk about your money, your career, your finances, things of that sort. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Actually, let's do one of these cards. I felt drawn to this deck for the Taurus reading, and I don't know why. Is there a message that wants to come out for Taurus? Yes. Let's see. Feather, think before you judge. Interesting. I actually feel like that relates to what we just said about needing to address an issue with your person, that maybe it's a little bit uncomfortable. You may want to get your thoughts together, maybe do a little bit of writing of how you're going to say the thing or approach the person. And for some of you, maybe that has to do with addressing an issue at work or speaking to your boss about something. All right, here we go for Taurus. 5 of Cups, what? All right, 10 of Wands. Money, career, and finances for Taurus. Don't let your fear hold you back. Don't silence yourself because it's going to cause some waves or make someone uncomfortable. I don't typically think of Taurus as being one who does that. You guys can pretty much, say what you mean and mean what you say. But yeah, there might be, in the month of October, there may be a situation where you don't know how to quite approach it, and so you're biting your tongue hoping it goes away, when I think the universe is challenging you to address it in, again, a healthy and mature way. Bottom of your deck, here's the 3 of Cups. Look at that 3 of Cups. It's so sassy, isn't it? It reminds me of that movie. I didn't really like it, but it has that Damien Chazelle directed it. What is the name of it? It's like the advent of sound movies. Margot Robbie was in it. I have no idea why I'm bringing this up, but whatever that movie is, it reminds me of that. It's just like crazy bombastic parties where there's just booze and nudity and loud music, and I don't know what that is. Maybe you're going to a fun party, Taurus. I don't know what that is. Anyway, moving on. All right, let's see. 10 of Wands. So you're spreading yourself too thin. You're overworked. You got a lot on your plate. I always say with this too, it's not that you can't handle it and that you're not managing it. It's that you shouldn't have to. It's that it's sort of going against sort of the respect of your body and your time, your health, your mental energy. You need to delegate, or you need to take some time off, or again, rework your daily routine where you can minimize sort of this overexertion of energy. And I get it. You have responsibilities. You're not one to turn your back on responsibilities, but it just seems like the universe is like, you need a break. I know it, you know it, so what are we going to do to make it happen? Like, the universe is ready, but like, you have to take the lead of like, okay, I'm going to manifest a new job, or I'm going to manifest a new schedule, or I'm going to not just, work to manifest, but really try and implement it and stick to it. And again, it's a form of honoring yourself and valuing yourself. It's a self-respect and self-love. So 5 of Cups, let's see. Grieving the loss of something in a workplace. Some of you may have a project team that ended up splitting up, or somebody may have left the company that you were very close with, or a coworker, or it's sort of like a bittersweet, like I don't think there's negative feelings towards anyone. I think it has that feeling of a very strong emotional connection and strong work buddy, work wife, however you want to say it. Has left, or you were really enjoying the work on some sort of project or team, and it has since completed and the team has disassembled and now it's back to the regular ho-hum. But I wouldn't so much grieve the loss of this as celebrate it. And the reason I say that, I mean, other than, power of positivity, right? But also, it's not completely done. Something about this is going to come back together in a way that is very fruitful and very lucrative and enjoyable socially, even if it just becomes like a group of people that see each other outside of work and, whatever. They go bowling together, or, they go out to dinner every few months or something like that. There's like a very strong dynamic that was created, and you guys like fell into each other's orbit. This could be with a client as well, keep in mind. You guys kind of fell into each other's orbit, and there's strength. Like the vibration between you guys is strong, and like it's going to take a lot more than the ending of a project or a collaboration to keep you guys apart. It's I don't know, I mean, it's strength. There's something very strong about this connection, and these people will work together again, or their paths will cross again, even if it's just like, you've made a strong connection network-wise, and these people are going to help fuel your journey forward in terms of what you're going to accomplish in your career path. It's not over. It's not over till it's over, I want to say. But yeah, this is going to come back around. So even if it seems like, for some of you, it feels very dramatic, like, oh my God, I can't believe this is ending. I was enjoying it so much. I'm definitely getting like asking the universe why, and it's not fair, and blah, blah, blah. There's a greater reason behind it, and it's going to make sense later, but know that you're in good hands. I think that's really, really important to emphasize here. So what you need to release is the 8 of Pentacles. So interestingly enough, going off of that message, I also feel like there's a message here of getting comfortable not working in partnerships and teams, because again, I'm getting this idea of there's a season. There's a reason and a season for it. The upcoming season for you, Taurus, maybe, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, I'm guessing, maybe like 3 or 4 months. There's going to be something where you take the reins in a much more independent, solo, possibly entrepreneurial type of way. And it's to get you comfortable with your leadership skills and making executive decisions, not just in your career life, but in your personal life as well. There's something about taking the reins, to having control and authority, which, I think is something you would enjoy, but it's getting you comfortable either working with people who you don't necessarily know. You may have been put on a new project team and you feel like a fish out of water. That could be another scenario here too. It's getting you comfortable working with people you don't know and improving your confidence and leadership skills so that it just feels second nature, so that you're very adaptable. That's a really key word here. Like, we can throw you into anything and we know you'll find your footing. It's that type of, and so some of you are not feeling that way at all right now, but what I'm getting at is that's what this next lesson, this next chapter is going to teach you. I don't see it being a huge chapter, you know what I mean? Like, it may have a fixed start and end date, but it's adding tools to your tool belt, so embrace it. Try and see the opportunity in this next chapter. So, and then what you need to lean into, the help available to you, what's coming in. You have the King of Cups here. Opportunity for travel, potentially. Again, opportunities to connect with new people on a very like deep, soulful level. Someone who may help. They're giving you leeway. They're giving you extra time. They're giving you extra space. They're making space and time for your creative input and energies, because it's like you're really strapped. I don't know if it's like you're strapped for cash or something is really tight. It may have to do with your scheduling. Some of you may be working under a new boss, and you're dreading it because you had such a great camaraderie with your last boss or whatever, but this boss is actually going to give you a lot more reign and freedom and creative control, or ability to have your schedule meet your new needs, especially if you're like a new parent or something like that. There's a lot more generosity and lenience in a person who's coming into your workplace or work life, again, a client, and it's actually going to be even more nourishing and supportive than what you have now. But it has to do with sort of writing this person off as not being a positive connection, when it's just the opposite. The King of Cups is a very strong energy here. There's almost like a paternal father-like energy to this too. So, keep that in mind. There may actually be a little bit of like, I don't know if it's flirtation, because I do get really strong professionalism here, but I almost think you have like a crush on this person, if that makes sense to some of you. Obviously that won't be for everyone, but I like that very much. Now, we don't have a ton of Pentacle cards. Some of you, with the Eight of Pentacles, that's a card of sometimes the apprenticeship. It's about hard work. It's about identifying with the work you do, it's like a labor of love, putting yourself into the work you do and letting it shine, letting your creative pursuits, whatever your soul guided work or whatever you feel guided to do, your soul work, letting it shine, through what you produce, essentially. With that, though, I feel like some of you are at the point where you're past this sort of, I'm saying internship very loosely. That could be a metaphor for some of you, where you've done this, you've practiced it, you've perfected it, but now it's time to like put it out into the world. And some of you, it's like you're hesitant to kind of, pull the trigger and actually launch the thing or do the thing or offer your services publicly or for more pay it's getting past this feeling of I'm a student and entering into this phase of like, I'm a mentor now. Like, I'm going to teach this. Again, leadership. I'm going to control this. I'm going to be the head honcho. I'm going to be the top banana, however you want to phrase it. See, this message has come through a lot in my readings. It's like seeing yourself in a more a higher position than maybe some of you have in the past. You're climbing up the ladder, and yet some of you are not seeing yourselves as ready to operate at that level, and the universe is saying you are. You have to have faith with the King of Cups, and you have to have trust as well. Let's see. I don't see loss of money with the Five of Cups. I see loss of a connection that you're worried is going to be out of your life. And again, that's not true. Give it time. Something about this is going to work. I'm hearing stretch out too. Something about stretching out or length or longevity. Let's see. Also, some of you may feel like you're losing a mentor in your life. Some of you quite literally may have lost a mentor or someone close to you who was a big champion of the work you do and your goals and your career. I don't know if you lost it because of distance or someone passed or whatever. Again, there's something about carrying that spirit with you. It's like you're ready to be that person to yourself now. And I don't predict anything scary on my channel. I don't ever predict death. That's just not the messages I'm relayed or asked to relay. But I will say for some of you that may hit close to home, even if it was like a father figure or something. And there is going to be a newer energy that comes in that I think you need to give the benefit of the doubt. More money will come when you take more risks. I think that's very important. That's sort of what I see in terms of money. I don't see anything immediate coming in, but over time, when you get more comfortable in this, for some of you, it feels like a new role or a new environment or with a new team. When you really start living in the moment and participating in that and seeking out opportunities, more money starts to come in. So do that. All right, we're going to wrap up with a couple oracle cards for my beautiful Taurus gang. Some of you may be asked to play the pacifist or the mediator or the decision maker in some sort of conflict. I'm just putting it out there. I don't really have much more to say, but that's coming up too. You may ask to be the judge or be the, I don't know what. All right, stillness. Refocus our energy on this. Whoops, passed it. Excuse me. Frozen tundra, stillness. The sacred landscape wants you to know, take a step back from a project, situation, or relationship, even if it's just for a few moments. Mend bridges, slow down, breathe, be still, go within, listen to your inner voice. Take time to connect with your spirit guides, ancestors, and spiritual guardians. Listen to your higher self. Timing is everything. This is not a good time to start a new cycle. Wait, incubate, fix things that need fixing. Heal things that need healing. Think things through. Forgive yourself and others. If things seem barren or even bleak, hold on. Just as the migrating birds find new life in the tundra marshes in the summer, you too will expand once again during the coming thaw of your life. Beautiful. And then since it's Libra season and it's Venus ruled like you beautiful Tauruses, it's very girly and fun, I thought we would do the Rose Oracle. So for my Tauruses, what do my Tauruses need to know? That one's sticking right out. Morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, and a positive outlook. Let's see. Morning dew. Let's see. Healers from all corners of the earth believe in the incredible healing quality of the morning dew. They believe that it possesses the same healing properties as plants themselves, with the dew capturing their essence in clear potency. Practices such as walking barefoot in the morning dew, drinking from the petals of flowers, and placing dew on the body are thought to bring about powerful shifts in healing. If we're lucky enough to meet the morning in this way, we too may be blessed with the special healing liquid that carries the secret essence of both Earth and the entire universe within it, the morning dew. This card brings the message of clarity as it is on its way. A new start and a change of perspective are possible. Shifts are coming. The future is looking renewed, hopeful, positive, and bright. Keep focusing on your ideal outcome and trust in the process of potent morning dew. Rose transmission. I am open to receiving the potent clarity and shifts of the morning dew. I am open to seeing the situation with new eyes. All right, Tauruses, please remember to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for being here today, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.